Good afternoon, everybody. Hello, my name is Mario Baum. I'm here to share with you a bit about my experience, a bit about what we do, our passion, and especially what drives us every day to be here ready for you, to help you, to open your eyes and ears, to allow you to truly explore the fullest potential of your being and live your true purpose in this life, here and now. There are many ways which I can start this video, but I would just allow to let the thoughts flow because no order is an order. And within this big order in which we live in, it will go with pretty much a lot of logic. So, allow me to start, as with everybody, with your name and your date of birth. That's one of the tools which we use in order to help you find your true purpose, your true potential, and above all, the lesson that you have to learn in this life. With your name and your date of birth, many things are recorded in that so that we can learn about what our purpose is in this life, what we have to learn, what type of a person we are. In astrology, funny enough, there are different types of people, different types of personalities, like we like to say. You have extroverts and you have introverts, people who are out to serve and people who do not want to interact with others. And parents should not force those people, individuals, children to be sociable people because it's not in their nature. It's clearly not in their chart. And I'm not talking about any new technology. Astrology has always existed. The only thing is, people, we all have to learn to understand and feel it as a guide. It's not a blueprint, it's simply a guide of what your strengths and weaknesses are. And as such, as strengths and weaknesses, you have to learn how to make the weaknesses disappear and your strengths keep them like that, and therefore live a balanced life. Then, with the astrological chart, we can help people understand much more about their traits and their true purpose in this life. And that is the beauty about it. Astrology has many secrets in there, which are not secrets, but traits about the personality of each and one of us. The name that we get at birth, or even the name that we change later on in our life, has also a meaning, a purpose for who you are and what you have to do in this life. And that is also something that we like to share with you. So, given all of these different elements, we all know that we've seen possibly many movies where the primary actor lives a life in a certain way, but as a result of a certain activity, the life changes 360 degrees, no, because that would be a complete circle, 180 degrees. So as a result of that change, everything has shifted in the opposite direction. But if the person had lived their lives in the other manner, maybe they would have had success or maybe they would have failed. Yet when they change and they do go with their true life's purpose, that is when the utmost success comes out. As many professionals say, we are soul in a human body, and once our purpose is finished, we return to be souls. That's why we have to look at life as a school, not only the school when we grow up, which is for some people challenging, for others it's very beautiful. But that interaction with other students from different ages, teachers, it is a school for life. Because as we grow up in time, we learn that no matter with whom we interact with, from the streets to buildings, to universities, to offices, to jobs, to family. Everybody with whom we interact with in our lives has a purpose, because when that person has a certain effect, an emotion on you, which triggers that emotion within you, always throughout all your life, or there's a pattern within your life that you constantly repeat, that is because your lesson is still to be learned. And once your lesson has been learned and you've integrated it in your life, either that pattern or that emotion will no longer trigger within you a certain type of reaction of that action. So you will have had the opportunity to have learned that lesson in that period of your life. Therefore, now comes a good thing. You will be challenged with another lesson, and another, and another. And that's why Dr. Brian Weiss always likes to say, we're on this beautiful earth to learn our lessons and to grow and to evolve. And that's why we interact with people in different stages. People who might be in kindergarten, people who might be in primary, people who might be in secondary. And we all interact, just like in a normal school. The only key here is to keep your ears open and your eyes shut, to not allow your emotions to go out. Because through your eyes, you can always say many things. And most importantly, when we interact and we listen and we learn and we get over those emotions that challenge ourselves, is when we have learned that beautiful lesson in this life and we get another one. And that's the beauty about it. And life does not finish once we've finished that lesson, because it is our lesson, or our task rather, to share those skills with other people, so then they don't repeat those mistakes that we might have committed in the past. I believe that there are many people out there who, throughout their lives, their childhood especially, puberty, and later on in life, who have possibly felt an inner voice talking to them, or who might have had certain dreams, and these have had their effects the next day or a few days later, or they have heard words, they call it clairvoyance, and these people try to oppress those things. We're here because we have to continue using those abilities and share them with other people who around us might not have had the ability to develop those abilities, but other people might have other abilities that, together with the abilities that you have, can help the whole community as such. And most certainly other people might have that ability, but it might be dormant. But until the moment you don't open your mouth and share that experience with you, and the moment that you really want to stop it, nobody's forcing you to keep on using it, but it's a pity that you stop it, because there's a reason why you have it here and now. It's to help others, and together we can help each and every one of us. And that's the whole lesson that we're here for. Listen to our inner voice. Listen to the different abilities that we have on a daily basis. And that is our pure potential. How can we reach that? How can we do this? Some people sleep. Some people listen to music. Some people do whatever they feel best. But the true message, the true lesson or lecture behind all of it is what everybody does, and that's no different than what we've done from day one when we came to this earth. And that is to breathe. Everybody on this planet from day one started breathing. Without breathing, we wouldn't have a heart which is pumping blood through our body, through our muscles, allowing our bones to grow, our mind to react and act and memorize and so forth. So that's why it is so important that we all remember, relearn how to breathe. Because as we grow up as adults, we misuse the skills of breathing adequately and to our fullest and maximum potential. Breathing is so basic that we don't need to learn how to do it. But as we age, we misuse our breathing skills. That's why it's so interesting how when a woman is pregnant, they teach her how to go into labor, how to do that breathing. Yet, when we observe a baby who was just born, their breathing is just like that. And a baby was not taught. Once the moment they came out, say, right now, this is how you breathe. No, this is something innate in all of us. But because we have emotions which trigger us to stop breathing or to breathe faster or to simply just change our rhythm of breathing as we go along, walking, running, skipping, jumping, crawling, you name it. That all triggers something within us to change our breathing patterns. That's why breathing is so important. Be it when you do an exercise, be it when you're sitting down, be it when you're studying, or even when you're eating. Eating and breathing is very important because the way you breathe affects how your food goes into your body and how your digestion reacts to it. So I always love to share with everybody how to breathe again and how breathing helps us to calm our body down, to relax our body completely. And by breathing deeply, not only do you feel certain tensions dissipate in your body, your muscles relax, but as a result of focusing solely on your breathing, how the oxygen goes through your veins, relaxes your muscles, relaxes all of your body, be you standing or seated. This breathing exercise fully and completely allows you to be at one in that place and time, where no thought will occupy or take you anywhere. When you solely focus on the breathing, just like when we go to bed at night, we focus on our breathing and we fall asleep. That's why many people, when they receive hypnosis, they fall asleep. But when it's a guided meditation, you are completely meditated and relaxed. And yet still, you have the ability to respond. And with hypnosis, you are in that deep state of relaxation, as if you were sleeping. That's why it's a healing process. It's a rejuvenating process where you can actually heal your emotions, where you work on your emotions, which is something which we all grow up with. Nobody has taught us how to work our emotions. There's no school that teaches us how to work on your emotions. There is one or maybe two or three people in all our lives that are there to support us with our emotions. Those are our adults and our grandparents, or maybe a good friend, or maybe your couple. But all those, they don't heal your emotions. You yourself overcome your emotions of fear, of struggles, of stress. You can do that yourself. We all do that every day. Just like when we learn how to breathe again, when we practice deep breathing, that's why yoga was invented, because it was a practice of deep breathing, independently of the other different exercises that they do with breathing, where you completely, no matter how stressful you put your body in different positions, you obtain a deep relaxation. So with this, we want to share with you that our emotions of joy, of sadness, of feeling lonely. I remember shortly, allow me to share this story with you. When I was a Boy Scout many years ago in Spain, we went out camping in the summer, and we made an exercise where each and every one of us had to stay on their own 24 hours on their own. So we would be in the middle of the mountain with maybe enough water and food, some food, to survive 24 hours. I remember one of the questions was, are you afraid of the dark? We all know that when we were small, when we were children, darkness impresses us. It's impactful because we don't see and we don't know what is out there. And we're not aware that when there's darkness, it's because there's no light. And yet when you turn on the light, you see everything. Yet with age, you walk in the dark because you remember where the different furniture things are. So I remember responding, I'll answer tomorrow morning. So I remember sitting there in the dark, in the middle of the mountain, next to a river. First of all, looking up to the sky, gazing at the beautiful stars. So many stars that obviously those people who've been camping outdoors really understand what I mean. And then, as I was alone, I had no one to talk to. I had my voice inside my mind, which was telling me different messages all the time, but I wouldn't listen to it. All I would do was just simply sit and observe around me. And yes, indeed, one of the first things I heard was my heart, which was pumping very hard, but then it calmed down. Because as I was observing the sounds surrounding me, I was becoming more and more aware of not only my surroundings, but how I was becoming a part of the surroundings as well. I heard a river, I heard the trees, the wind, I heard different insects surrounding me. And as such, I knew how insignificant I was, and yet at the same time, how powerful human beings are in the need of interacting with nature, and recognize that without nature we cannot be. So as a result of that 24 hours in solitaire and enjoying the darkness, realizing that in actual fact there was no need to be afraid of the darkness, because a few hours later the sun would come up. Indeed, I did have a flashlight, but by glowing the flashlight, it created this sense of becoming wary that there where the light was not shining, I would become nervous of not seeing what's there. So I decided to be without the flashlight and allow my eyes to adapt to the darkness and know for sure and trust that the light was going to shine the next day and the sun was going to come. But more importantly, I realized that as my eyes adapted to the darkness, there was nothing to be afraid of, because I had already been there and I had seen my surroundings, but more importantly, I used my other senses that we all carry with us in order to be at one with nature. So with all of this, the meditation, learn your life's purpose with your date of birth, with your name, and more importantly, be open to understanding that the true potential lies within you, and if you truly follow your life's purpose, everything will turn out fine. And when we trust blindly, everything turns out well. That's my true passion, to help you all, to listen to you, to give you guidance, but more importantly, give you the tools so that you yourself can discover why these emotions trigger within you? What is your lesson there? How can you overcome them and go into the next grade and graduate? Everybody has been through the same thing before. That's why we're here to help each other. And everything is made for a reason. Thank you very much.